So I'm sitting here, it's Tuesday morning. We're at Johnny's Diner again with some of that. We got the soundtrack in the background. Maybe you can hear that. Sean and I have been planning how to take over the world. And we felt the Lord's prompting to do another little video here. And we want to talk about the value of coaching in the LK10 community. And Sean's going to tell a little story about a specific situation. So tell us about Tony and Susie Farr, right, who are in Ohio?
You got it. Yeah, so Tony and Susie, my new friends, they are in Ohio. They stumbled onto the LK10 community a couple of months ago, and then ended up saying, yes, we want to become a part of the community. We feel led to simple church principles and rhythms in our ministry, although we're new to this. And so they said, how do we become a part of the community? And of course, our one requirement is going through the 4-week Church 101. And so they were a part of our virtual January Church 101 cohort. Really resonated with all that they learned, and we had a great time together. So at the last week of the cohort, each week we had a conference call where the whole group gets on a conference call. Well, it just so happened everybody else had last-minute things or issues why they couldn't make the call, so it ended up just being me and Tony and Susie. So we had a great conversation. I ended up just asking them lots of good questions to stir discussion about, you know, what's next steps for you guys in your journey? What have you learned so far? And how's this transition going for you? And we had a great conversation. So the next day, Tony emails me and said, man, we really like that sort of active listening thing that you did with us last night. Is that what this upcoming Coaching 101 course is about? And would you recommend that we took that course and learn how to coach? And I said, absolutely. So, and during that call, I got the sense that I should invite them to let's continue the conversation. Sure, the 4 weeks are up in Church 101, but they said, what do we do next? We need support. And I said, yeah, you guys, my heart went out to them and as brother and sister. And so I said, well, what if we just continued this conversation? What if we got on a call 2 weeks from now and just continued this conversation, talked about, you know, what victories you're having and what challenges you're facing at this stage of your journey, and did some listening to the Lord together. So they said, that sounds great. So we did. 2 weeks later, we got on another phone call, just them two and myself, and checked in together a little bit and asked them some of those key questions to guide our conversation that night. They had one particular topic that was weighing heavily on their hearts and minds. So we talked about it. And rather than me trying to give them answers, my job was just to ask them some key open-ended questions that would help them to dialogue together and discover for themselves what's really on their hearts about this, and what answers might already be there. And even during that call, we took 5 minutes just to listen to the Lord.
Right there on the call?
Yeah. So,
you can do that on the phone?
You can do that on the phone.
Amazing.
So we just put our phones down for 5 minutes and said, let's let the Lord in on this conversation. So we did, came back together, shared what we were hearing, ended up, obviously, when the Lord's given a chance to speak into things. So that's what coaching is all about. It's about a third party there, not to give them answers, but to help them listen well to their own hearts, to one another's hearts as an apostolic team, and to the Lord's heart at any given moment.
So distinguish between coaching and mentoring. How would you define those two terms?
So what you've shared with me, John, in the past has really resonated. Mentoring could be like a bucket, seeing people as an empty bucket that I pour into. They're empty, they need to be filled, so I'm pouring my wisdom and knowledge into them. That's mentoring. Coaching is different. Coaching is more like seeing people as an acorn, where there's stuff inside there that needs to be drawn out. So they're already full of potential, this acorn. There's lots of life in there. My job as a coach is to draw out what's already in. So rather than pouring in, to draw out, seeing that person already filled with the Spirit of God, already full of their own design and passion and knowledge, and helping them to get clear about what's already in there.
And so we think there's a place for both coaching and mentoring.
Definitely, no question.
Oftentimes mentoring has been stressed and we think coaching is incredibly valuable. And you feel like that's a key value. We both agree with that. That's a key value for the Luke 10 community.
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this happened another time earlier at the Luke 10 conference last year with my good friends John Parker and Mike Terrell in California. Members of the Luke 10 community. They had gone through what was the Foundations course back then, same thing as Church 101. We met at the conference in person. They're in California, I'm in Denver. We got to meet each other at the annual Luke 10 conference. Well, during the process of the conference, same thing. I got the sense, man, these guys need support. They're out there in California sort of all by themselves in the Luke 10 community. They need some support. They're an apostolic team. So I offered to coach them. Let's get on the phone every couple weeks and talk about your journey. Talk about, what's next and how you guys are doing and what you're hearing. And so we've been doing that for several months now, and it's been very successful. So those are two good stories of what I think is going to be is already a key need, and is going to be more and more of a key need and a key practice within the Luke 10 community. We've got people coming into the community for the first time from all over the U.S. and the world, and these people are, many of them, in the midst of transition. They're trying to pull away from some old rhythms and patterns and trying to come into some new ones, and that's a very important time for good coaching. Just a third party to help them get clear about what's really going on in their hearts. So my burden right now is that there would be people, lots of coaches, new coaches within the Luke 10 community, who would be joined together with lots of people who need good coaching in the Luke 10 community on their path with Simple Church.
That's good. I share that. So our vision is that really all the members of the community might be both be coached and become coaches.
Absolutely. I think everybody needs good coaching.
Yep.
So just about everybody could make a good coach. It's a simple thing.
So opportunity to be trained as a coach. We're starting a course real soon that Eric and Hannah Kaleo are leading. Some people may well want to sign up for that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have a few qualified coaches, and we want to encourage people, if you're asking somebody to coach you, to consider investing in them financially. There's flexibility there, but we think the labor is worthy of his hire. So if you're looking for a good coach, we have some people we can recommend.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely. And if you're curious to learn more about this coaching thing or what it is, taking the course is a good thing. And there's other materials on the website, as well as folks who you can pick our brains about. Hit us up on the forum, and we can explain more about what this coaching thing is and why it's so important.
Great. How do you like this music, Sean?
As usual, we're enjoying John's music today.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks.